Andrew Huberman is a Stanford professor who has taken the world by storm in the past few years with his incredibly detailed yet actionable health and fitness advice. I'm a huge fan of his work, so I decided to properly test out all of his best advice and discover what's the most helpful. Over the past 2 years, I've tried out probably 30 to 40 of the things he recommends, but for this video, I'm adding in a ton of new ones and narrowing it down to the 10 that I like best based on 3 factors: the positive impact they provide, the effort they take to follow, and their cost. I also tried to stick to things that he's really known for recommending, as opposed to more general health advice, like for example, intermittent fasting, which he does recommend, but so does everyone else. And you don't have to be some special biohacker or health nerd for this to work. I'm just a normal guy. That's the point. I want advice that applies to everyone. No matter what, you'll come away with actionable tips that will make you smarter, healthier, and happier. Let's jump into it. If you're ever feeling tired but need to work, Huberman recommends a special breathing technique to boost alertness. The technique is 25 to 30 sharp, deep inhales through the nose, and then let the air fall out of your mouth on the exhale. The last exhale, you breathe out all of your air and hold your breath for 20 to 30 seconds. I've started using this one whenever I feel tired, and honestly, it's pretty helpful. I also really like that it's so quick, you can do the entire thing in like a minute.
It is currently 7:37 a.m.
And the reason I'm showing you that on a clock and not my phone is that Huberman actually says to not check your phone for the first hour of the day.
Also, not looking at my phone first thing in the morning for an hour, because knowing what we now know about the second phase of sleep and REM sleep being more predominant in the second wave of sleep, and the fact that you're working through a lot of emotional and logistical contingencies, you're reshaping your brain in sleep. That's when neuroplasticity occurs, during sleep. When you wake up in the morning, you are in a perfect position to what I call receive the download of all the work that your neural circuitry has been doing the night before. But if you immediately go to a sensory experience, especially a rich sensory experience of stuff scrolling by, you're actually missing the information that you processed at night.
I've been trying this out for the past week now, and it's hard, but I've found it very peaceful. And to be fair, I'm sure Huberman would be okay with me checking the time on my phone. I was being a little facetious there, but I really like the idea of not checking my email or social media first thing in the morning, because it lets me start the day on my own terms. I'm not immediately worrying about what other people want from me. Another important step in my day is taking Magic Mind in the morning. Magic Mind is a nootropic shot that will help you feel more focused, more productive, and mentally sharper. I've been taking it for the past 10 days now, and I really like it. It gets me dialed in for work. I also like that it doesn't depend on huge amounts of caffeine. It's got only about as much as a half a cup of coffee. Because often I'd consume way too much caffeine and then get really jittery and anxious, but with Magic Mind that doesn't happen. It's also got a bunch of compounds that work synergistically with caffeine, like L-theanine to help reduce anxiety and give you more sustainable energy, and lion's mane mushroom to help boost your focus. So basically, it extends all the benefits of caffeine while helping to cancel out the jitters. Usually, I'll take it alongside my yerba mate tea in the morning, 90 minutes after waking, and then get into some deep work. Plus, it's got a bunch of healthy antioxidants and anti-inflammatory ingredients, so it's improving your general health as well. And the best part is it costs less than a Starbucks coffee, so if you're looking to add this to your morning routine, it won't break the bank. Right now, you can use the code BENSTEVENSON20 to get 20% off your first order of Magic Mind. Click the link in the description to check it out. They also offer a 60-day money-back guarantee, so if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund 100%, no questions asked. Thanks to Magic Mind for sponsoring this video.
Welcome to this 10-minute non-sleep deep rest protocol.
So what I'm doing here is called non-sleep deep rest, a term Huberman actually coined. NSDR is kind of like a guided meditation, but with less focus. The point is it allows your brain to relax so you can jump back into work again without feeling burnt out. Also, if you're trying to learn new information, it allows your brain to help solidify that information so you can actually remember it later. I found it to be very helpful after a period of deep work where my brain is just a little bit tired and I just need a short break. It's also really good for helping you fall asleep, and I've used it a few times for that. Let's do a test. Right now, check in on your posture. Are you slouched over? Is your head protruding forward? Is it tilted down at a sharp angle? Your posture and the angle of your neck is much more important than I thought. Huberman cites research that shows if your line of sight is angled up, you'll feel more alert and awake, and if your line of sight is angled down, you'll feel more tired. A while back, I stacked up books under my monitor to improve my line of sight angle, and since then, my focus and output at my desk has been astounding. There's another special breathing technique Huberman recommends to reduce stress, improve recovery, and I recently learned to help prevent cramps while you're running. It's called the physiological sigh. All you do is take a deep breath in, followed by another quick breath in, and then slowly let out all of that air. Turns out this is actually the same thing people often do subconsciously when they're crying. That sniffling that people do is a double inhale. The reason for that is because this helps calm you down. I first started applying it a couple months ago in between rounds of Muay Thai, and it's really great. This one's free, it's easy to do, and it can be pretty impactful, so it's coming in at 6. Many people drink coffee right away in the morning, but Huberman says to actually wait 1.5 to 2 hours after waking to consume caffeine. The reason for this is that we have these adenosine molecules, which are the molecules that tell our brain we're tired. Caffeine works by blocking our brain's adenosine receptors, meaning we don't get that signal that we're tired. But when caffeine wears off, all the adenosine is still there and it floods our brain, causing that afternoon crash. If you wait though, your body can clear some of that adenosine and you won't have the crash later on. For me, this worked almost exactly the way he said it would. I used to drink my tea right away in the morning when I woke up, and then I'd get that crash later on in the afternoon. But a couple months ago, I started waiting 1.5 hours after waking to drink it, and now I don't get that crash. However, I will say I talked to a few other people who said they tried this and they didn't have the same experience, so this might just depend on personal factors. When I was in Thailand the past 5 months, I finally had access to a sauna at my gym for the first time, and I loved it. I saw great gains in muscle growth, lifts, and it just made me feel amazing. Saunas have been shown to increase growth hormone, help relieve pain, and may help improve cardiovascular endurance. So Huberman recommends going in the sauna 2 to 3 times per week, although you can go as many as 7 times, and he recommends staying in for 5 to 20 minutes per session. If you don't have access to a sauna, you can still get some of the benefits of heat exposure by doing things like putting on a hoodie and pants and going for a run in the heat, or wearing a sweatsuit. But unfortunately, some of the benefits only come from a sauna, which is why this item is a little bit lower on the list than it might otherwise be, because saunas can get pretty expensive. Huberman recommends a lot of different supplements. There are 5 that I've tried and can speak to. I actually track all of the supplements that I take, as well as my mood and other markers in this big spreadsheet that I have, and so I looked back through this to see about those specific ones. Magnesium L-threonate helps with falling asleep and helps you get higher quality sleep. This actually isn't magnesium because I don't have the bottle anymore, but I've taken that one for about 2 months at one point, and it definitely helped with sleep, although I already got pretty good sleep, so it wasn't a game changer for me. EPAs from fish oil can help boost mood and can even act as an antidepressant. I've taken this one at 2 different times in my life, and both times have felt just generally less anxious, a bit happier, and just generally more calm. Then there's these 2, Tongat Ali and Fedosia agrestis, which Huberman says can boost testosterone. I've taken these ones also at 2 different times, and both times have felt more aggressive, more assertive, more willing to stand up for myself, and more horny. And then lastly, we've got creatine, which I've been taking for a super long time. I know Huberman says he takes it every day. This is good for building muscle, but also has potentially been shown to help improve brain function. I can say it definitely helps with the building muscle. The brain function, I don't know, I can't personally say I've seen a benefit, but who knows. Now, obviously, a lot of this is subjective, and many of these effects might just be placebo, but I will say for me, there definitely has been an effect, so whether that's placebo or not, to me, that's a win. And we've put together a cost breakdown of all of these different supplements, so if you want to see that, you can pause the video here.
Dude, I do not want to do this.
I've got my good friend Tim with me, and today we're hitting an intense one, cold exposure. So we're gonna take the temperature of the water here. Oh my goodness, 32.4, 32.2, 32.1. So this water is 31.7 degrees Fahrenheit. We're about to jump into it.
Alright, let's go, let's go, let's go. Andrew Huberman, this is for you. What is it? I can feel the benefits, bro. I feel all the benefits, bro. Alright, let's talk about some of the benefits. So, benefits of cold plunges: increased metabolism, helps burn fat, improves your mood, better sleep, improves energy. Woo, Better workouts said to improve testosterone. So Huberman recommends 11 minutes of cold exposure per week. Ideally, that would be split up into a number of workouts, usually ranging from 1 to 5 minutes per session. And they're great, but this is so freaking cold!
Now, you can buy cold plunge machines, but they get really expensive. So a much cheaper alternative is to take cold showers. Or if you live in a freezing cold place like me, you can just jump in a lake.
Dude, I am so cold. But I feel so good. I don't know about you, like I'm absolutely juiced
I was
right
in
now.
there and like my chest was just like heating up, I swear.
Yeah.
Overall, cold exposure is extremely beneficial and it's pretty easily accessible with something like cold showers. So this one is going right near the top of the list.
You know, I'll probably go into the grave saying this, so forgive me if people have heard me say this before, but the single best thing you can do for your sleep, your energy, your mood, your wakefulness, your metabolism is to get natural light in your eyes early in the day. Don't wear sunglasses to do it. It takes about 10 minutes or so. This sets in motion a huge number of different neurobiological and hormonal cascades that are good for you, reduces stress late at night, offsets cortisol, a million different things really that are good for you.
I don't always do this one, especially because right now where I'm at, it's freezing cold. But the times that I have, it's been super helpful. I'll often combine it with a morning walk to get my blood flowing. I think Huberman best summarizes all this information here.
It is very hard to control the mind with the mind. And I think a simple rule that people can adopt is when your mind is not where you want it to be, look to your body. Use the body to shift the mind.
Meaning, when you feel bad, you're not going to be able to think yourself out of this situation. Instead, try one of these protocols or try some other physical action to shift your mind. We've put together some example routines of how you might be able to apply these protocols to your own life, even if you have a busy schedule, for example, being a student or working a busy 9-to-5 job. You can pause the video here, or this will also be a PDF linked in the description. And as a wise man once said, thank you for your interest in science.
Hey there, do you have a minute to talk about non-sleep deep rest?
And don't forget to check out Magic Mind. You can get 20% off with the link in the description.